St Andrews every year is a great opportunity. The facilities are brilliant, we get well looked after, the food's good, the accommodation's good, you've got everything on site, like beautiful pitches and gym and everything else that we need. But it's a chance to get everyone in one space where you don't have any distractions around, everyone has commitments at home around friends, family, children, the rest of it, and all those distractions are gone for 4 or 5 days. It's a chance for the coaches to really ingrain their principles around what the rugby's going to look like this season. S&C actually takes a backwards seat for this week in particular. Like we are very much minimum dose. We do what we need to do just to keep things moving in the right direction, I guess, but it's all about giving them contact with the coaches.
Your body doesn't get the recover as quick when you've got these young guys coming through at school that are extremely well equipped for professional rugby. So it's a challenge. It keeps you on your toes, and I obviously try to thrive on it every year. Like, we're up here, and our days are not technically our own. Like we've not got that much free time. We've got a lot of meetings, a lot of detail in these meetings, units meetings. Everybody's got a responsibility to know their roles on the pitch. I think that's what's really taken on over that period of time, is knowledge.
And you actually look at what the modern day team will have to practice. Actually quite a big list of things they need to go through, and that will all be ticked off this week. And what my role in that really is to sit with the coaches and plan, okay, well, that kind of work is quite high intensity, that stuff's quite voluminous, that stuff's really low intensity, so how do we piece together the physical load of the week? So we'll try and bunch certain components physically into certain parts of the week, so you still have that pattern that we always look for of, overload, recovery, overload, recovery. And so my role will be to build that with them and look at where we piece these things together. The thing that I do enjoy is that we have a good harmony amongst the coaching team. We have probably a very similar philosophy of what all of our components look like and how they all link together to create an end product on a Friday night. The coaches give us really good contact time through the other parts of pre-season, so it's about winning, isn't it? Like, if we don't win, it doesn't mean much at all. Zebre on the 28th of September, if that goes well and the team are really well drilled, they're really fit, they're really organised and they're full of energy, then all of us collectively, rugby, S&C, medical, we'll all take huge satisfaction from the job being well done, but not just game one. It's a pretty long season this year with the way it's planned out. That's where the real satisfaction comes.
Nobody likes doing sessions like that, but I think you need to go to those dark places to actually experience it before you actually get into a game scenario, because the likelihood is you're going to get to the first pre-season game, first league game, and you're going to be looking at the clock, saying 20 minutes on the clock, and is that all it is? So I think if we get there at this point, we're used to it, and that's what's going to help us kick on during the season. We've got a lot of good young boys as well that are training here as well, so it's actually quite amazing the depth we've got actually, and I think that's probably what we've lacked over the last few years, so we're starting to get there. So everybody's got a responsibility to make sure we've got the results during those periods, and then make it hard for guys like Gilco and Tully to come back in. But look, we're looking forward to them coming back and hopefully have a good World Cup as well.
We know that longer pre-seasons for players are good for them. They might not enjoy it, and I can see why. It is tough, and the boys here work very hard. That's a good 4 and a bit month period there. We actually got a chance to make them better. It's good for the players' welfare. I think it's not just about lifting heavy weights and running until you're exhausted and then doing loads and loads of rugby. You obviously, with those things play a part, of course, but things like, you know, risk factors around, you know, capacity and strength of hamstrings and groins and calves and your trunk and all these things. We know these things expose you to more chance of getting injured, and they're essentially risk factors of injury. Well, a pre-season this long, we know that we can minimise those risk factors. We can actually work on things that are just good for the athlete and good for the player's well-being and good for their, you know, robustness of the player, keeping them available, keeping them on the field. We want to reduce injuries, we want to look after our players. Things like, you know, strengthening your necks have been linked to things like concussions and being resistant to having the concussive symptoms, and you actually spend a lot of time addressing those things as well as just lifting weights, getting fitter, stronger, leaner. You know, there's a huge scope of things you can spend pre-season work on. Having a longer pre-season is fantastic. You know, you have to go from being down here to up here, and on a short pre-season that's quite a steep increase in load sometimes, which is more risky, but it's the nature of the job. Well, we've got a longer period for that now, and it's more of a gradual increase in load. You can get more work into them, and you can probably do it whilst taking a few less risks, and hopefully your injury availability stats will support that, and you've got more players exposed to more training and more players available for the start of the season in the best possible conditions. So for me, it's only a good thing. It's just a slight reconfiguration of how you structure your pre-season.
Great collision, great collision. Awesome, Connor Boyle.